over here, I'm going to give a shout out to Emma because I know that she listens and I love you.
3, 2, 1.
Get ready, set, go.
So I've been seeing some ads lately that have really been annoying the heck out of me because I think they might be effective. So there's these guys. By the way, well, we just started right in, didn't we?
We did. Can never get enough volume.
So there's these ads that they've been running. So there was some kind of, I think we lost a congressional seat in West Virginia because our population dropped low enough that now we only have 4, I think, instead of 5, if I'm not mistaken. I may have just made a fool out of myself. So,
well, it's the third time for everything.
So inevitably, if you were going from 4 or from 5 to 4, somebody's going to be losing a seat. It's like playing musical chairs. It's DC's version of musical chairs. And so we got David McKinley, who's been in Congress for a while, and then you got Alex Mooney. Well, Alex Mooney's kind of been the Trump dude. David McKinley's been kind of like the Rhino dude. But I've been seeing these ads running against Alex Mooney. Canaan, what they use, they have a picture of him standing up there saying he's not from West Virginia, and they have him in a Maryland Terrapins jersey, like a sweatshirt, trying to persuade the people of West Virginia that he supports Maryland football, dang it. Because, dude, and the thing is, it might work. That's how bad West Virginia is about football.
Are you serious?
Dude, yeah. They know exactly what they're doing. Put that son of a gun up there in a Maryland sweatshirt and then see if West Virginia's going to vote for him.
Is it Photoshop?
No. He's actually from Maryland back in the day.
He's actually from Maryland.
That's sad.
And he probably supports Maryland football because he's from Maryland. But because West Virginia is so diehard Mountaineers,
yeah,
they will actually probably consider not voting for him just because he's not a Mountaineer.
Well,
that is ridiculous. Their
thing.
football team sucks anyway.
I think they were at least good.
No, I love West Virginia. You know me, dude. I'd pack up tomorrow if I could. But I mean, and I like Morgantown. I like Mountaineers.
Right.
But I mean, dude, come on, Ohio State. I love Ohio State, but I'm not going to vote for a guy in office.
No, gosh, no.
Oh my word!
Yeah,
dude.
you wouldn't vote. You wouldn't vote against some dude because there's a picture of him in a Michigan sweatshirt.
Oh yes, I would.
Well, I don't know. Now that you've said it,
I have underestimated.
No, I'm just kidding. No, absolutely not. If the man is right for the job, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, and to me, it's kind of insulting, but I don't know whether to be insulted or mad at everybody else because who knows, man? I mean, people are such diehard Mountaineer fans around here, and don't get me wrong, I like the Mountaineers. I like it when they win.
Absolutely.
They're never.
If they win.
Yeah,
that's not very often.
Win. Yeah. And that's another thing. Bye, George. This was starting off here with a bang. I get so freaking tired of turning on sports radio around here and hearing these guys like, yes, this year's going to be a really good year. We've got some potential. And every year, you know who doesn't? You know who don't make it to the national championship? West Virginia. That's who. So these liars, I'm tired of it.
It's true, man. I've been hearing this from family down there all my life. This is the year. This is the year.
Nah.
West Virginia's queer.
This is not the year. The year's not going to come for a long, long time, if ever. But it's these guys' jobs to hype up sports around here.
Now, I know we're off in no man's land when it comes to this podcast because we haven't even talked about sports one time since we've been on this podcast.
Welcome to ESPN, people.
How in the world can West Virginia not have a pro football team, but yet have a sucky, or two sucky a college football game.
You just said it right there. That's why they don't have a pro team, because they can't even get their college good enough to go anywhere.
No, the thing about it is they should be able to dump all the money and resources into the football, as the college football, being that they don't have a pro team. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, it's because there's like 5 people that live here. And with that, you can't get enough good people to play on a team.
I mean, man, you'd think if you had a good enough program to, and had enough money and enough, and something to really draw,
Is West Virginia the only state with no pro team?
I don't know if it's the only, but I do know that they don't have a
there's several others. I think like Nebraska and some of those other states where they just eat corn. I think they don't have protein. Sorry, Nebraska.
Weirdos.
I should have checked our ratings in Nebraska before I said that.
Those weirdos. It's no. So no, but now, West Virginia has produced some good food. Pat McAfee, for crying out loud, he's from there. So that,
Yeah, and that dude from the Jets played for the Jets there for several years. I forget his name now. Obviously, I don't particularly care a whole lot. For a long time, I thought it was cool to be a Marshall fan in West Virginia. And that was before the movie even came out. I think it was because my older brother liked Marshall, so I thought it was cool, to wear the thundering turd jersey.
The thing is that, a Marshall fan. I like Marshall because of the story in the movie. They have a great story, but they're on the same level as Ohio Bobcats out in Athens, Ohio.
Yeah.
No, they really are. Same division, I think.
Yeah, they're really not that good. It's
they're not. They're just a step above a high school team.
Well, and what sucks too, because it was always kind of cool to see West Virginia. WVU used to play Marshall every year. And then WVU decided to go to the Big 12, and Marshall was like, of course, they're not able to go to something like that. So those games stopped. So that was like one of our main rivalry games was Marshall, but the big one was Pitt. And both of those stopped. So now it's just like people just kind of sitting back. We're waiting on a rivalry to build. I thought we had one going with Texas for a little while because that was fun whenever the dude scored a touchdown, did the horns down. Everybody got mad in Texas. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll last. Speaking of turds, Amber Turd and Johnny Depp.
Amber Turd and Johnny Pep.
I did one of them, dude. All right, for one, I feel like I'm losing brain cells, guys, from watching this trial. I came in here the other day. I don't know. It was late. It was like Friday night. I just kind of laid down on the couch, and next thing I knew, I was watching way more of the Johnny Depp trial than I wished I had.
I enjoy the clips, though.
Dude, me and you were in the same boat. I was sitting on the crapper and then realized that my legs were going to sleep because I'd been sitting there too long watching this stupid trial. And so I'm like, my legs are asleep. I've been in here way too long. What in the world am I doing?
Well, see,
no, and
you were crapping in the bathroom while Amber Heard was crapping in Johnny Depp's bed.
Dude.
Johnny.
No, I didn't hear too much about that. Why did she do it on purpose, or she get drunk?
I don't know. Mariah, do you know?
As far as I know, she did it on purpose, and she never gave an explanation as to why.
Now, I will say this. So I really wasn't familiar with her. Apparently, I have seen.
I wasn't either.
I'd seen one movie with her in it because I watched the Rum Diary, which had Johnny Depp, and I think she was in that. I really liked the movie. I didn't realize it was her though, and so then of course all this stuff starts hitting the news, and I start looking into what the heck's going on. You start seeing pictures of Amber Heard. She's all right looking. I actually think she looked half decent at the trial. She's dressed up nice. But as soon as somebody says she crapped in Johnny Depp's bed, it's like now whenever I see this woman, it doesn't matter if she's dressed up like Marilyn Monroe. The first thing that enters your mind is this woman will crap in your bed.
Yeah. I wouldn't kick her out of my bed for crapping in it. It was a joke.
You crazy, dude.
No, she's really not. She's really not.
Well, if she was pretty, then I'd be like, okay, whatever.
No, I don't care who it is. It could be Marilyn Monroe herself. She craps in the bed, she's gone.
She's out.
She's out. You pack your, including what you just on the bed, and you get out.
I'll tell you, no, I agree. No, I'm with you. I didn't really think that Amber Heard is that great looking. Yeah, she's not like, she doesn't look like a monthly meth head for sure, but she's not a 10, for sure.
I'm not kidding. I think she looked her best at the trial, but then she was doing all that weird, like she was trying to make herself cry and stuff. I'm like, holy cow.
She was like trying to like really, like, I don't know, what's it called when they don't have a sociopath, when they don't have emotion? Like, I'm pretty sure she's a sociopath.
It's very pot. Another thing too is, did you guys hear I haven't heard the audio yet, but I heard that it's there. I believe they used it in the court. She was telling Johnny Depp that no one would believe him because he's a man.
Oh, I've heard it.
Did you hear that?
Oh, I've heard it like several times. It's horrible.
I didn't hear that.
Holy cow.
That's crazy though. But that's honestly almost the kind of the truth though anymore. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that I believe women are. I mean, obviously women are harassed and stuff, and that's horrible and stuff. But I do feel that a lot of times the guy, you just get trampled on because of, because he is the guy. Like most of the time, the courts will side with the woman. It has to be a very obvious case, before the courts will side with the man. You know what I'm saying?
Especially during the Me Too movement era. Yeah, it seemed like anybody.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Honestly, feminism is the worst possible thing that could have happened. You can edit that out later if you want, but honestly,
no, leave that in because that's a very interesting. That's a very interesting thought because
coming from a woman.
Well, you're not and the thing is, you're not the only one. So it's not like you've got some weird thought there. I mean, obviously everybody believes, I'm like, yeah, give the women the right to vote and all that. But then it's like all this weird feminism starts coming in and it really started getting kind of wacky there for a while.
It's true.
No, I agree.
I think Joe Rogan's had like Christina Hoff Summers or something on. And what's funny about her, she was a feminist back in the day in like the 70s. And now she's like, kind of not a modern feminist. Like she still calls herself one, but all this weird crap that keeps coming out, she's like, nah, we ain't doing that. She's kind of cool.
Good for her then.
Yeah.
Something else that struck me. Cool. Something else that struck me about this trial with those two. So we're sitting there, and I'll read those comments. People's like, this man just seems destroyed. You could see the pain in his face. It's like, dude, he's a trained actor.
Oh, yes. Right? Yes. And I thought that same thing the other day is because I was like thinking, I was also saying this one was like, he just looks like a broken man.
Yes.
He's broken. And I'm like, my thought exactly was, I was like, this is probably one of the better actors in Hollywood.
Yeah,
like,
he is.
This man gets paid millions upon millions of dollars to act. Like,
yes.
Yeah, my thing is like, I'm not going to say that there's, and I don't want to give this probably too much time. It's just because it's like such a waste of time. Like,
it really is.
We're talking about Hollywood actors, and I don't even give two craps. Like Jack Sparrow, yes, you were too, no pun intended.
Yeah. Amber Heard at least gave one crap cannon.
Yeah, she gave at least one.
How dare you not at least give him two?
But anyway, where was I going with that?
I don't know.
I have no idea. Dude,
anyway, let's just move on.
It's really it's such a stupid topic. It really is.
It is, because it's just like, you got two extremely rich people bickering, and it's like, and I like what one person wrote on the comments about it all, like on Facebook, during the trials, like, we got inflation, we've got war, and here we are sitting on Facebook watching a trial between two, it's like,
I know.
I was like, it's so true. It's so true.
The only person that wins in this whole thing is Johnny Depp. We don't win because we wasted our time watching it. She definitely don't win because the whole world knows she'll crap in your bed. Johnny Depp's like, he just like proved to the whole world this woman is flat psycho.
Yes.
Psycho.
Yeah, she
and
is.
really redeemed his image. Yeah.
She is. Yeah. And I do like Johnny Depp. I do, man. What was that? What was that movie where he played John Dillinger? What was the name of that
Enemy,
movie?
wasn't it? Public Enemy.
Oh my god! Yes, Public Enemies. Phenomenal movie.
It was a fine movie, man. I wish it'd make
That
more
was a
like
great
that. I
movie.
love that movie.
And he did really good too when me and Mariah, we watched all of the
Yeah, they took his image off of that.
They did what?
Yeah.
The Jack Sparrow?
Mm-hmm.
No.
He said, I built that, this was in the trial too. He said, I built that character from the ground up. He said, I put my heart, basically, he said, I put my heart and soul into him. And they took him out of it.
Wow.
Listen, here's one of my gayer moments in life. I have watched the Pirates of the Caribbean movies many, many, many times, and I'll watch them many more, purely for the reason Johnny Depp plays a phenomenal character.
He does. He does.
And for Disney to boot him out, they made, I mean, it's quite obvious. Now, how do they look? I know we said we was going to move on, but just,
yeah,
they look like fools right now.
For at least another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look like their name could be Phil Sparks. They're so foolish.
I mean, man, you could call them Amber Turd. I mean, they're so full of crap. You know?
How many jokes about her can we make about?
Dude.
So many.
What an idiot.
Speaking of situations that are full of crap. Oh man, I don't like. I don't like the way that was a terrible segue. Sorry,
I didn't think it was horrible.
Ken, you called me up and you told me about this situation you're in because you tried to buy a pig.
Pig.
Oh,
yeah.
Please. This
Right.
is my story. This is my story. I have dealt with this from the beginning.
Oh my.
Tell me give me your truth, bruh.
Let me
start from the beginning. It was 1881.
1922.
It was a December morning. The snow was falling.
Shut up. Okay, for real though. Back in December.
I was right. I was just pulling a month out of my butt that I was right in December. That's awesome. You go ahead, babe. Sorry. Oh, man. Sorry. Oh, that was great.
All right, give me a story, Mariah.
Okay, for real though.
Give me all the juicy goss.
I paid $465 for a whole hog. It was on sale. He said he was just trying to get rid of the last few, so I bought this whole hog on sale.
Okay.
So a few weeks went by, and he said, when I ordered it, usually it's because I bought from him before, and it was super easy breezy. I got it, no issues. Like nothing went wrong that first time. Everything was so easy.
Mm-hmm.
And so a couple weeks went by, and he said as soon as I bought it that he'll be sending me the cut list. So after a few weeks went by, I never received a cut list. So I emailed them, hey, am I going to get the cut list?
What's the cut list?
It's what kind of cuts you want. Like how much like sausage do you want per roll? How do you want do you want it like your bacon smoked? Do you want it just regular? Do you want maple sausage versus regular Italian sausage? Like all that kind of stuff. Like, do you want the hocks? Do you want the jowls? Do you want all of that stuff?
So you never got this cut list then?
After contacting them a few times, I finally did. But then I didn't hear from them for like 2 months. I never heard from them unless I contacted them first.
Yes.
And there was never an explanation as to why. There was never like, oh, I'm so sorry. There was never an apology. There was never like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. There was never anything.
Well, you bought from this guy before, right? How long did it take the first time?
It was
just
quick.
a few weeks.
Yeah,
it was
quick.
so fast.
Yeah, super fast. It was quick. It was easy. But, a couple of months went by, and I'm actually the one that, I came in her house one day, and I just happened to think about it. I was like, nah. I was like, what about our hog? Like, when are we going to get that? And then she's like, well, I'll get a hold of him. So that's when she got a hold of him. Go ahead.
So then a few months went by, and we kept getting the runaround, and it was just like, I don't know. I don't even know if they had excuses.
No, he did. He said something about he was having problems with his butcher. They said he
okay.
And stuff.
I never heard from them for so long that I stopped in their store
Mm-hmm.
and was like, hey, what's going on? Like, hey, I was super nice about it. Like, I was like, I bought one of your hogs from you. I was like, I haven't heard anything. I didn't know if there was any update. I was like, literally, there's no pressure. I just need to know what's going on.
Right.
And they said that he he had to get a new butcher, and that butcher backed out, so he had to find somebody else. And they're super, super behind. He said, but it'll be done. It should be done by this Friday, maybe next Friday. No big deal, you know?
Mhm.
Our money's already in there. It's not a problem. Then another, month goes by?
Yeah, probably.
Fast forward to a couple weeks ago, or last week maybe.
No,
I don't know.
it would have been a couple of weeks because just to get the money was a process.
Oh, yeah.
That was over a week process.
Well, what sucks is that, not what sucks, I'm glad for them, but my friend got a hog a few weeks after me, but the same time frame.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she got her money back, like no problem. He was like, I'll just give you cash back. But she did go through a little process to even get that back.
Well, she said that they had a pickup date to actually pick up the hog. So they went to go pick it up. And
they got
there, and he's like, I'm sorry, I don't have your hog. So he just like immediately gave her money back.
So they showed up on the date to pick it up, and he's like, your pig's gone.
Yeah, we don't have your pig. So
did he give him an excuse or anything?
I honestly don't think so.
I don't really know.
He was trying to kill your pig and it got up and ran off? I mean,
it did, yeah. Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Wow. Gee whiz.
So they got their money back. So a couple of weeks went by, and I was like, so I kept in the back of my mind, okay, he gave them their money back. He didn't give them their hog. Is the same thing going to happen to us? Well, then I told Mariah, because we started looking at a quarter of a beef. I told Mariah, I was like, I would rather just have the beef anyway than a hog. I was like, so honestly, just get a hold of them. Let's see about getting our money back, just going from there.
So then we had contact with him about getting our money back. And he said, yeah, that's no trouble. We'll meet you with a check. Yeah. No problem. And I was like, that's fine.
He's like, I can meet you on Wednesday, or no, it was Thursday. And I'm like, I'm leaving for South Carolina Thursday. I was like, so that's not really going to work out. I was like, but that's not a problem. I said, let's meet when I get back next week on like Wednesday. Mm-hmm. He's like, okay, not a problem. Mm-hmm. So we end up meeting on that Wednesday. He meets us at Southside Walmart, hands us a check.
Right. Okay. So we wait a few days because we're busy. Yeah, we work and have lives.
Right.
And we go to cash it a few days later, and it's returned from non-sufficient funds.
Mm-hmm.
So,
holy cow.
Yeah.
So he wrote you a bad check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not only does that charge us $12, but it charges us a $34 fee for overdrawn account because his check bounce.
Yeah, the check bounce was no money in the account, and we didn't know that. And so
they charge you a fee for trying to cash a check that's bad.
It's $12.
That's how it works.
Yeah, if it happens to be bad and bounces, you
holy
get charged.
Cow! It's like 2 packs of cigarettes, man. I mean, I'm making a joke. It's just the principle that matter. It could be $1 and I'd be mad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the principle that matter. And see, that's where I'm out. That's where I was at now. So then I messaged him and I was like, hey, your check bounced. Like, what are you going to do about it? And he didn't reply. And then he did, and I was like, I'll meet you with cash. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to be at this place at this time. During this time frame, so I'll meet you. You can come here. I can come to your house. And he was like, "Well, I don't know when I'll be back in town." Blah blah blah. So I was like, "It's fine. Like I'll wait in town." So I leave where I was at. My mom was with me. We drive to the store because I had to pick up a few things. And I call him at 8:00, and I'm like, "Hey, after I text him and got no reply, by the way, I called him, and he was like, "Oh well, I'm still working on this thing." So it's probably going to be another hour and a half.
You should have told him, look, dude, I know you can't go far because your check bounced. Don't give me this excuse that you're driving along. You ain't got no money, dude.
Exactly.
You ain't got no money, bro.
You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
So it was so stupid. So then he was like, okay. I was like, well, do you have PayPal? Do you have Cash App? Do you have Zelle? Do you have anything like that you could just send me the money? He's like, well, I think my wife has PayPal. And I was like, that's fine. I was like, I'll get the app and I'll send you my information. So I sent it to him. Heard nothing. It's like almost 10:00 at night. I text him again. Hey, just wondering if she had that done because I haven't received anything and my account's overdrawn again. I heard nothing from him.
Maybe to let people know, too, why this is a big deal. Because a lot of people that are not as rural, maybe, they might not understand the process of buying like a whole hog or half a beef or half a hog. It's not cheap, right?
No, it's $500.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
And
in
that's
essence,
on the cheap end because
Yeah.
we got a discount.
yeah, we got a good deal on it, really. Yeah,
Yeah, we got over $100 discount on it.
yeah.
Because he said he was trying to get rid of the last few.
The last few that he never had.
That's for real though.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I
Wow.
was thinking.
For real.
So he never PayPal's the money that whole night. Like we stayed up to 10 o'clock at night, looked and never did receive it because we were, So then that next morning, I told Mariah, I was like, if he doesn't get back with you, give me the number and I'll get in touch with him. I called him 3 times.
I called him twice.
When I called him, so that's 5 times. He never did answer.
You text him.
Well, I left him a voicemail,
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I was like, hey, I've been more than fair, but I want my money. Be like Stewie on Family Guy. I want my money.
Where's my money at, Brian?
And so I told him that. Well, still no answer.
So then I text him.
Yeah, she texted him, still no answer. So then I texted him and I just said, hey, look, we've been more than fair, but I want my money and I want it by either tomorrow or I'm going to the law about this. Mm-hmm. You have wrote me a bad check. I said, I have looked this up. I believe I said, I've looked this up. It is a felony. I want my money. And he's like, and he never did message me. He never did text, call me.
Nothing.
He called Mariah.
He called me back 30 minutes
probably
later.
30 minutes later. And he was like, I'll have your money. He's like, I can have either half of it today for you, or I can have it all of it to you tomorrow morning. And Mariah said, tomorrow morning's fine. He met her, gave her the money, even gave her the 2 late fee.
Yeah, he paid me for the fees.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, man, it's a huge ordeal. We've been finding out that he owes people all kinds of money.
I've had so many people private message me. 3, 4, 5 people message me and like, how did you get a hold of him? Because we can't get a hold of him to get our money back. Yeah. Well, come to find out, I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked up the case for myself yet, which actually I could do. But I heard that he went bankrupt, which thank God, because he doesn't deserve to screw anybody else over.
So it sounds like to me, you guys just barely slipped under the wire then.
Seriously, though. Yeah. We got lucky.
Yeah.
We got lucky.
Yeah, I think,
By the grace of God, we got our money back.
Yeah, I think that's where it was at. I think he was paying people back, but he was quickly running out of money. And so, yeah.
That's weird, man.
I feel bad that he went bankrupt. If that's true, I feel bad about that. I don't want to see anybody do that. But
right.
Because you never know the circumstances. We can just be like, he just did it, but we don't know the circumstances. So I mean, some unfortunate things can happen, but man, you gotta do better than that. Or at least be honest with us and just be like, hey, look, I'm having a tough time here. Like, I'm really sorry. But he wouldn't even apologize for any of it. Like, it was just totally it was whatever. And I'm like,
and I told him,
really?
while he was counting out the money in front of me, I was like, you have put us through hell.
Yeah.
I was like, and we have been this has been insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I told him right before he left, I was like, make good choices.
Yeah. I mean,
how'd he take that?
He was just like, yeah, okay. And drove away.
He didn't like that too much.
Man.
I'm not a rich man, $465.
Right.
I mean,
that's big money to a working man. I know.
What? And the thing about it is it was becoming such a headache because I was just almost like, you know what, just forget it. I can recover from that. That's not a big deal. But then I was like, you know what? No, this MFer is going to give me my money. Dude, it's almost $500, man. Dude,
that's a big deal.
I'm getting ready to buy a mower, I don't need, I just don't want, $465 just slipping out the window to some idiot that doesn't know how to manage his business.
Right.
He's robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Right.
Yeah. So we finally got it back, but man, there's a lot of people though that I think is struggling. My heart goes out to them. I feel bad for them, but I'll tell you what, if you're in Indiana, I'm talking to the listeners here. If you're ever in Indiana and you come across lesser farms and they are selling beef or hog or whatever, stay clear of them. They're not worth going through.
Sounds like from what you've just told me, I'd rather buy off of Schrute Farms than I would Slusher Farms.
Take me some beef.
And listen, we ordered our beef. We got a quarter beef, but he could have given it to us right then, within a week. He would have been like, "Here's your quarter beef," and we would have been good to go.
just makes you wonder, like, about people's story. You know, it's like, what's going on, dude? You know, it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what, if he would have just been like a little bit least remorseful instead of just acting like a complete dick.
Yeah.
Like I still don't feel bad for him. That's what he did. It's karma.
Oh my God. Feisty.
that freaking like bankruptcy thing that has never made sense to me. Where you could just be like, "Hey, I owe a lot of stuff. Guess what? I'm just not going to pay any of it." You know, I honestly don't understand it. Like, how is this even a thing?
It basically destroys your credit for like 7 years, and then I think you can slowly start rebuilding.
Yep.
You get multiple lives.
Kind of, yeah.
That's why
I declare bankruptcy.
I should have seen that coming.